bomb site had a ton of holes in it. That's where Devil and Sixer are working together. That was the main exploit for the Chinese team. I think that's going to be pivotal here as well. G2 like to focus on that B side and the T side. They do a lot of contact plays, walking through smokes, especially on their pistol as well. I just don't see a way that EnVy can pick up this map. I think it'll be a competitive game. I think it'll be maybe 9 or 10 rounds and going their way, but G2 overall, they're too strong in this map. It's probably their home turf right now. The A executes are so strong. Scream and Shoxy on this one, especially RPK, consistent as ever. I feel like they're going to be taking it. And just not to mention as well, Smiths. This is the one map he really does dominate on. So the thing is, though, obviously the French rivalry. What's interesting as well, these teams haven't played against each other on LAN in over a year. But here we go then. We'll get into it. The first map of the best of 3. It is going to be dust2. EnVyUS versus G2.
I was so ready for the French derby. I was counting down those numbers in French in my head because here we go. It's been a while since they've seen each other on LAN. But this is going to be explosive and already toward B. Yeah. Where G2 looks to go. Look at this smoke, though, play from Sixer. We talked about him and Devil inside of the site. Specifically, Halvor mentioned if they had the chemistry to work off this. This is the classic G2 pistol. I was hoping they were going to change it. They do this every single dust2 game we've seen them so far. But this is the reaction. KennyS is in lower B. They've done the early smoke as well to deny the early push towards the site. But the Desert Eagle in the hands of Scream. We know how deadly he can be with this weapon in the pistols. There's a lot of stack going on as well. Look at Sixer being baited in right now. Devil just wants to get some attention and stay alive. They know. They know now. That was the rotation. They're going to pull this around from CT. Devil, first shot, successful. He had a great game yesterday on Cash, but Kenny pulls back. Shox falling down into the stairwell, and G2, they've been red. RPK will pull one back, and Scream recovery mode is on, but it's happy to shut it down. Scream hits one with the Deagle, needs a second, but he's being shot from behind, and it's going to be EnVyUS to get the first round. Sometimes when you know the opposition is aware of the pistol strategy you can bring to the table, you have the question, do we change it? The mind games begin. Everyone knows they do that B pistol. We know it. We've seen it like 5 or 6 times in Pro League so far. You walk in the B tunnel, Scream's just opening up the Deagle. You can see that reaction from EnVyUS. They took a gamble. They actually anti-stratted as well. KennyS into lower B, Devil as the bait. It works out very nicely for them as well. EnVyUS pick up a much-needed pistol here on dust2. There is a force buy though. G2 not getting the bomb down. They're going to be sticking in with Desert Eagles, Tech 9s. They've got a couple of smokes and flashes as well. All 5 towards top of middle right now. The French playstyle on dust2 is known to be aggressive. You'll see the SMGs pushing up towards mid, but it's a very passive hold from EnVyUS going into round number 2. You can see they have got an SMG mentality here. 3 of them, 1 M4 in the hands of Apex, and Sixer. He's got the scout, interesting enough. And 19 months ago, in an event in the Cybersport Arena here in Kiev, it was NiP versus EnVy in the final, and there was a lot of EnVyUS fans. Now that was, of course, with Shox still on their team, so there'll be some support on either side, but you can already hear they're behind this game. Catwalk. Tech 9s, well, nades. Unfortunately, the other way. That one does massive damages. Yeah. Smith's on 41, body 31, Scream 54. And it's going to be out the mid door that Smiths will start to go. Try and probe out what's going on inside of that CT spawn. No smokes. Not yet, at least. Just thrown late. It's the UMP. No smoke at all. In fact, it's a flash instead. So, excuse me, Happy. It's going to give him a lineup. He finally goes down with 3 kills on the UMP. Will pull Devil back into this as he just narrowly gets the kill. And Sixer will close it inside of the site. They're building up cash, and they're staying all but one alive in doing so. Perfect start from EnVyUS so far, denying the bomb plant in the pistol and in the second round as well. Dropped 1 kill, but not a huge deal going up against the full eco this round. G2 are going to be struggling. The AWP is a possibility. You can see Smiths, he's got $3,300, so he didn't invest too much into that round, but he won't have the best buy, that's for sure. And you can see at this point, EnVyUS keeping those SMGs up, trying to roll some cash into round number 3. Just Glocks and a P250 in the hands of RPK. If they can somehow get a bomb down, that'd be tremendous. But it's very unlikely considering they don't have a single flash or smoke. It's going to be 5 players towards the B tunnels once again. Wait for this smoke to dissipate and go in together. Operation Human Shield and see if he can get a plant down somehow. It's very unlikely. However, Shox needs towards long by himself as he's trying to sell something. Unfortunately, no one's there to actually buy it. So I'm sure this will be going quite cleanly in the hands of EnVy. Happy's just going to wait on this catwalk corner. I want to see some aggression on catwalk. I want to see the meta start shifting back that direction. We talked about it. This difference in play to force out early utility on that cat approach, but it's going to be all on the B side again as they try and exploit Devil and Sixer, who hits a lovely headshot with the scout. However, okay, he's come back around. He's got the second. He's lost Devil. It's going to be switching to the UMP for him, indicating we expect an AWP on the first gun round rather than the scout. That goes without saying, I would expect, and it's going to be going on to KennyS. No surprise. Well, the battle commences. The first gun round comes in. I did see an AWP dropped, I think, for the French side, but KennyS, he's picked one up as well. That just doesn't work in this scenario, does it? The French side, I've been caught out. It's going to be 2 French sides, of course. G2 picking it up.
So it's going to be a difficult buy for them there. You can see 4 AKs, and they have the AWP, but such limited utility. They rely so heavily on that A execute, and I said they focus heavily on the B side. You can see once again 4 players in the tunnels. We said this is the weak point. This is where Sixer and Devil are working together. Potentially the weakest players on the server in terms of what's available. So this is probably an ideal place to go. You got to wait for the smoke to go down, and Smiths will try and work that first pick.
And very standard setup otherwise from the CTs as well. One in CT spawn, that's Sixer. Oddly enough, who's not inside of the site right now. Take that back, he's got the shots up on top of the box. Devil, he's gone down, but Scream's going to get a team kill, which actually trades that back on the way through. So even though they don't favorably get kills, they are going to go ahead and pick up rounds. It was Happy, that was in towards CT spawn. And he's going to be coming up to the smokes now, but finally that fortified site taken apart. Like you say, they're going to try and exploit that. I wonder if they even try and go for a switch potentially to resolve that issue of having the stand-in with Devil toward B site. Scream flashes, dodges it, lovely shot as he goes back toward window, but Bomb is down inside of the smoke. Second one coming through, and Scream, he's going to try and hold the gap on it if they try and come in early as Kenny. He watches off to platform. Smiths needs to be very careful of not to overcommit to this peak, but he hits it first. He's very good on dust2, and Kenny S finds out the hard way. It's going to be just Happy remaining in a 1 versus 3.
It was very reckless to kick things off, and now it does go down to the 3 versus 1. Happy has got the M4, but using the PT50 for now. Looks like he's just trying to salvage his AWP and fall back, but he's struggling, finally gets it. No grounds to really go for it, but fires off a speculative shot towards the doors, and Shox is there to finish him off. So G2, like we said, probably going to be focusing on this weaker bomb site towards B. They get in there, it's sloppy, but they get the initial kill. It's the 3 versus 3. And Apex, sometimes known for reckless plays. He goes in the window by himself. The bomb's not even planted at this point. His teammates are rotating over. He goes through the window, tries to make something happen. Scream with a lovely one-tap, as you pointed out. That gives them an opportunity to have that advantage, and they capitalize here. So we do have the double AWP setup now for the terrorists. Shox and Smiths working together in unity to try and work the picks here. You can see EnVyUS, not with the best buy, Sixer just on the UMP, and Devil with that famous Kenny. He's got the AWP, though. He's going to have to want to steps up this round.
This is going to be a very common smoke. We're going to see this every round, I think, from EnVyUS to try and slow down that push against these 2 players. And it does mean they can try and bleed out the utility and exploit that in turn, but it also does mean as well, if they continue to go here and if they're slowed down, you start looking for information out toward long, if EnVyUS can start to pincer them off. So they are going to need to at least leave 1 player over toward A as a default on the G2 side.
Well, this time G2 do have a lot more to play with here. They have got 4 smokes, flashbangs, and they know they've got the money advantage going into this round. So far, EnVyUS quite a standard round. You see the baiting towards the left corner here. Sixer could step up. He's only got the UMP. He finds one, and Devil chimes in as well. All of a sudden, they actually have the advantage. 4 versus 3, but what a shot there from Shox coming in. It just trades all over the place. Goes down to the 2-on-2, and it looks like the B side is open for now, but the bomb's still down in the tunnels.
I would have loved to see Sixer hold his tongue a little bit in that argument because it might have allowed him to walk directly by him. Still, though, a 2 versus 2. And we're seeing Sixer try to play these different angles with that UMP up close. He's trying to catch them off as best as possible, but that's only going to last for so long. Quick flash through. Apex won't jump in on that. There's this Molotov out in front of the window, so he can't push the other side as they cross over with Bomb. Smoke on door. And Kenny's rotating around toward tunnels, so he'll wait for that to happen, but it's going to be an AWP that greets him. Shox versus Kenny. He died in the window to Smiths last time. He's going to go down to Shox this time, and he'll close out the round. The double op works for G2 as they get back-to-back rounds.
It certainly does. Focusing on B once again. Sixer trying to step up with the UMP there, that the equal trade is not going to be enough. Devil left in a horrible situation, did what he could, just can't hold them off once again. Once it came down to the clutch, Shoxy just knew exactly what was going on there. His teammate didn't even have to do anything. He nails everything, takes down Kenny towards the tunnels, and then the final shot in the window as well. That's ground. EnVyUS down. They're going to be down to just pistols here. It's going to be 3-3 by the looks of things. Sixer, he takes a bullet through the door there. 50 HP for him. At this point, GT will be more than aware it's going to be a full eco pretty much. As you can see, the MAC-10 in the hands of Shox. He's thrown the AWP back over to Smiths. Open things up as well. Farming some cash with that SMG.
Screams gets the shot onto Devil, and it's just picking them apart. B site, B site, B site, B site. Where's the change up? Is it going to be Kenny S over there with an AWP? Are we going to see classic Kenny?
That's the logical place to start doing things. When you get the double AWP setup going potentially there, you want to get Kenny just to the turret, just to shy them away from it for a while. It's going to be a real problem for them, not having the big fraggers there to hold off players like Scream and Shoxy going into that site.
That'll be the next in line, and speaking of Kenny, he's now in a 1 versus 5. I don't really think we need to mention the situation, just the fact that he's going to go down, and it's going to be 3-3 just like that. Guns should come back up for the CT side, but will they have enough for the AWP in this round? Certainly not the double, no, not even the single.
I would say they probably want to get a little bit aggressive towards the tunnels here, maybe flash in, try and hunt for that first kill, try and catch an AWP out of position, for example. Shoxy's going to be keeping the MAC-10 here, and that's perfect. None of the CTs have head armor, so this could be interesting.
Single op setup T side, they've got to leave it Okay, they've actually gone Smith's aggressive to long. He's going to try and beat them here. I was going to say, if you could push mid right now aggressively on the CT side, it might be something, but they've forced Smith's back. He's missed that first shot trying to go aggressive. However, Apex, he can't put himself into the cave. Body's going to watch that. Remember, as a CT, if you can play between the doors, there's a massive shadow advantage that exists if they come back that direction.
Well, for now, Shoxy holding towards mid doors with that MAC-10, as I mentioned before, watching for rotations with the flashes come over, and Apex scored in a horrible position, taken down and body. He gets the kill, and Kenny is trying to react. He has to make something work here. A headshot on the M4 does work in his favor, but it's not enough. Lots of time to play with here, and Smith finds a second kill, 4-on-3. What's the reaction from the CTs? We still have Shoxy watching the mid doors, waiting and hunting for information here, and it looks like a rotation through T-spawn back towards B, the weak point of the map, and with disadvantage as well. It's hard to see a world where EnVyUS can get back into this round.
Kenny stayed alive for so long in that. They smoked off the corner. He couldn't go for an immediate trade, but he almost gets two when he really should have only got one with that counter peek. Shocks, you mentioned it, the MAC-10. He's going to try and get aggressive, spotted by Devil, but headshot. He's found, happy, at least getting Shocks back, but it's Sixer that's got to do all the work. He's got two inside of the site. That's decent. That'll start it off, bring it back to the one-on-one, and Happy's got a chance in this, but not an AWP towards CT, so he can't just sit and watch that. He's just going to get information from afar. Bomb's going to go down in a very open position as well for Scream, and Happy now knows with certainty that it's toward the B site. Smoke on door, Molotov on window. Scream will buy himself some additional time, and he puts himself in a singled angle out from the back of the site. He hears Happy as well with that silencer firing through the smoke at the doorway. He's got to go on this. He's got to make a play. I can't see right now if he's got a kid. I'm pretty sure he okay, he does not. I thought he picked one up crossing over, but smoke on the bomb, it means 10 seconds. It's going to be a shot coming through. It's going to be all G2. Shocks again, or rather Scream, excuse me, in the back of the site. So very well done to isolate the angles by going into the back of platform.
Well, there it is. They go towards a change of mentality, having that decent long spawn. Flashes over. Apex caught out of position as well. You can see, like I said, the CTs had to work for some kills. Like Kenny had to do something to get something going in their favor. He goes with a headshot towards long. Gets one kill, but it's not enough. He's taken down after one. And then Shoxy holding towards mid. We said that unarmored heads of the CTs are going to be a problem. He takes down a player rotating in spawn as well. Back towards B they go. Comes to a 1v1, but it's not going to be enough this time for EnVyUS. 4-3 and another eco as Devil tries to hold off towards B once again. How many times are they going to focus on this site? They haven't even planted it yet. And shots from the Desert Eagle of Sixer. He's just lying in wait right now. Knows his fate, but he does manage to pick up a headshot.
It's not bad. He's starting to come to life in this site. They're challenging him, and he's, well, I won't say entirely up to it, but he's doing some damage in return. But he's got, I mean, how do you feel when you're the stand-in? When you come into this situation and then they're literally just picking on you? They know each other so well. It's a French derby, and they just say, all right, Sixer, you're the odd man out.
The next round we're going to have Orbs and EnVyUS, right? And they're going to start putting in the open B. I'm almost sure of it, Matt. We talked about it before. If you're smart for G2 now, you've shown your hand towards B so many times. You just go for that classic A execute this time. You know you've got them adjusting themselves and trying to work out what you're doing. You've gone to B every single round. If I'm Shoxy right now, that's a call I'm making. I'm saying let's go back to the standard, A execute, and we'll just finish them off. We're working the body right now. Let's go for the haymaker.
Kenny. What can he do in terms of utility? They're exiting through CT spawn. They have information that G2's trying to come in late. Or rather, excuse me, EnVyUS is coming in late. RPK with the kills, so that'll pretty much conclude it. Happy may try and find one more with the Deagle, but there's not going to be anyone presenting themselves as the Royal Rumble in the jungle. We're not in the jungle, Henry.
It must be a double orb setup here. Are they going to try and bring it out? Six is considering it. Hasn't bought yet. Kenny S with the first AWP. They're discussing things. There it is. The second orb comes out. This is probably required at this point.
And it's Sixers, so that'll be in B.
He can go towards B. So at this point, let's see what the approach is from G2. I would say they'll go back to their default and go for that AXQ now. They've done enough B play. They're expecting an adjustment to come in. And this is it. The orb is now in the B-bomb site.
Smith's not able to catch one on the cross. Remember, dust2, his playground, G2. I'd say of all the maps, like they said on the desk, this one favors them, and Chalks didn't even expect it to get into the pool, perhaps for good reason, as we see now from EnVyUS. But Smith's going to set corner smoke long, and that'll allow them to go for the fast peek. But look at the positioning right now of Apex.
By himself, though, for now. If this full execute comes in, he's in a horrible position. Molotovs normally land in this position as well. When this execute comes in, let's see if it does happen. It hasn't come in. Flashbangs are good from the CTs. Apex can possibly step up here. Player has made it to blue bin.
Counter smoke as well, and Kenny could actually try and bait. He needs to try and do something here for Apex. There's the first shot. Now all attention is gone. Apex, hug the wall, do not move. Scream's going to be the next in line, and he's got him down. He can now go for the peak. They've got the man advantage. They've got the numbers. Smith's, he'll pull one back, but Kenny's right there. And well played from EnVyUS. And I think that was the response. G2 knows, okay, guys, look, they're going to have at least one AWP this round. We know that, and they're getting wrecked at B. Chances are it's going to be there, so they go A. and Envy holds their own.
It's very common, like I said, that Molotov by the blue bin. That's quite a standard smoke. You're going for that Molotov. When you're going for that long retake, you do 2 smokes in the corner, take the vision away from the AWP that's there potentially. You're Molotov in that bin to eradicate that risk. Flashes go over, and then you have a much stronger position. But this time, like I said, kennyS and Apex stepping up this time. They do find something in that round. It's a strong one as well. So B-Rush, once again, back to basics, guys. Get in this side. Can Sixer hold them off? He gets the first shot, looking for 2, but smoked out for now.
Flash from Sixer. This is the AWP. It wasn't positioned behind boxes. I might have expected to be the turret to have the lineup, but it does get one. That's only one. They're able to push in, overwhelm, flash, smokes, and the angle missing a shot, not favorable. It allows them to get so close, and Sixer doesn't really work. Shocks out middle, though. That gets pulled back by Happy, and they've still got the man advantage on the EnVyUS side. All rotating from this mid position, and RPK is not crossed on this additional smoke. He's looking like he almost wants to push through this, RPK.
They've got no nades to hold them off at this point. That could be a good point. Just go into that smoke, have the surprise back to get one, and leave Scream in a winnable situation. 2
from tunnels, though. RPK is going to be a sitting duck if Scream can't find these. He does. He peeks it perfectly, but not expecting the second. Happy's going to find it, and now the smoke dissolving. There's nowhere for RPK to hide, and EnVyUS will make it 2 rounds on the bounce.
Straight up B-Rush there from G2. They're trying it once again. Comes down to the 3-on-3, and we know Shocks. We talked about having the awareness of the tendencies in these national derbies, and you can see they know that Shocks is going to be waiting there for those rotations every single time. This time he's got out by Happy. Had he had found 1 kill, that's probably the round going in favor of G2. He can't find one, and EnVyUS starting to get something going here. Double orb set up for them once again. There is still money available for G2, but it's not as much as before. You can see Scream. He's on the AK, just a single orb set at this time. Smiths, I think that will be their last purchase here. They probably have maybe 1 more buy in the bank, but that's it. As it is 5-5 now, a tense game so far. We haven't seen the classic play from G2. We haven't seen it execute once yet, Matt. They are just trying to bully their way into that B side time and time again and take advantage of the weaker players towards that area.
Shocks outside that door, but Apex is here. We mentioned this shadow advantage.
Yeah, he's dropped the smoke as well to be a bit of a dummy. Why would he be in there if the smoke's just been deployed?
And guess what? Shadow shown. Oh, Apex, you need to hit that. You have a good half-second warning on that situation, and he gets caught. Yeah. Shocks goes to 8 HP, mind you, but doesn't matter. I mean, this is a big pick for G2 to get early, especially when their money's starting to dwindle. This
is looking like more classic G2 now. They still have their smokes available. We know Scream likes to drop down the CT spawn, overwhelm AWP as they may be on the A ramp as well. He's edging his way in. And the flashbang could go off. He's just going to be going in dry as well. No smokes deployed whatsoever. Happy's only there with the M4.
No drop down. And Happy doesn't know that, but he's expecting it. That seems to be the standard play right now. So he hasn't picked up to work quad, but he does, though. They're lined up. It's only 1. But Kenny comes back and hits Scream from afar. He's not at the car. He's playing his own angle. But watch behind. He's got a pistol drawn. That's the right call because Shocks is low. And it will allow the kill. 2 versus 2. And there's a low HP player on either side of RPK. He's the one on G2's side. Can't land the kill, but does damage to Sixer, who now rounds the corner. M4 in front of him. As he elects to stick with that P250, having the AWP as a secondary. Now he'll go for the M4. Bomb down, he knows it. He just holds off body. Another dink. They're both on teams in the HP, but they get 1 kill back as they pincer forward inside of the smokes. And Kenny, he's got to hold this. Classic Kenny! He goes for the AWP. It's low! The pistol would have done it, but body gets the kill instead. No reset for G2.
Good lord, that was close. I had a feeling that whole shot was going to land, but it came right down to it. Both players low HP. Just going to take 1 pistol shot from kennyS to finish that one off. He can't do it, though. That was surprising from G2. The fact they had the smokes and flashes available. They know kennyS is going to be towards that car area. A couple of flashes to take him out. I thought that round was tied up for EnVyUS, especially when there's so much damage inflicted at the start. But the headline is G2 pick it up, and it's going to be an eco for EnVyUS now. Working towards long once again. Flashes over. RPK to go in first. Missed the shot in the previous, and once again can't land it as Apex takes him down with the 5-7.
Doesn't matter, though. Traded immediately. So they get long control against the pistols. Shocks with that UMP. He's just going to wait toward middle. I expected him to kind of bombard Cat, but he's actually going to wait for rotations first, and he'll get Devil pushing through. Now watch for the street load, though. Kenny doesn't actually peek against it, but he's watching headshot box watch as well as we see Sixer on the flank. Just barely catches him. There's a UMP now available to his disposal, but it's going to be just Happy on top of the site. Happy with the deagle. I've seen that before. Unfortunately, we won't see it again.
No. Well, it's just going to be Sixer now. Has got a UMP, but opting to use a deagle, considering the range, and he will be smoked out, and that'll be his chance just about the round. He's going to be looking for exits at this point. Let's do look at the money for Envy going to the next round. There are 1 save loss bonus. There's definitely a buy available. Won't be fantastic. An AWP, maybe a glass cannon. If you can save the UMP, that's actually pretty beneficial. It's a viable weapon here on dust2. And G2, pretty simple round for them there. Apex made it Interesting with that duel at the start. RP gave a massive advantage. He had a blind CT in the open as well. Can't land the shot. He's struggling a little bit here. Not as consistent as we normally discuss, Matthew. But there it is, 7-5. G2 with the advantage for now, but this is a big gun run for them. And you can see the money coming in. It's not great, but enough to work with.
Pistol +2, standard from EnVyUS, and then 2 in a row to get them to 5 rounds. G2 online in ESL Pro League. CT sides have been abysmal. It's been the issue. This weekend, I won't say that's been the case, but you have to consider that. If Envy can start to at least accumulate something, when they swap over, it could be a factor. Body out quickly with the MAC-10. He'll find Apex at the corner, who once more goes down to give up long, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Happy, who's got no idea. He pushes back through the smoke because they swarm on the catwalk, but look at Kenny go! He's got 2! It's going to have to be a little bit more than that, though, because Smiths and RPK, they're going to close out the round. Kenny gets caught against the ledge, and it's a headshot coming against him from the AK.
You can tell this is a big rivalry on the server. It's the rulebook's been thrown out. G2 is using their spawns every single time, rushing the weaker points. They're trying to get inside the heads of EnVyUS, and it's working as well. Those MAC-10 kills as well. You can see Happy wondering what the hell has just happened to them. How are they getting locked down by a MAC-10 that's rushing long by itself? And you can see the unarmored head once again. It's going to be working in the favor of G2, but this time it's another eco. It's going to be the shot through the door from Smiths, an aggressive play from EnVyUS. Deagle shots come in, but Smiths, he's ready for it, takes down Apex. And at this point, no overcommitment required. You've got the man advantage. You know it's an eco. They're hunting for kills. Wait for the next mistake to come in and finish this one off. We're in round number 14. EnVyUS won't have much to work with at the next either, but G2, after losing the pistol and going 3-0 down, they've been very efficient in these gun rounds. Not as methodical, though, I have to say. It's mad to think they've got one of the best AXQs in the entire planet, and we just haven't really seen it at all.
Yep. Well, partly because they've been just bullying up against.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? That just shows you this is one of those games where you're just trying to get in the heads of the opposition and not doing what they expect you to.
RPK will fade back inside of middle right now against these pistols. There's 3 players coming that direction as well. They're going to pinch from lower, from cat, from doors. In doing so, leaving long open for the bomb to approach, and RPK gets dinked up quite quickly. And he'll retreat. No AK to be grabbed for EnVyUS is the goal here. They just want to make sure they don't give anything, don't make it any easier for EnVyUS. As they get 9 rounds here, surely they have to. And we head to round 15 as well. So an AK could be beneficial.
Yeah, well, looks like they're saving the upgraded pistols here. I'll have a look at the cash going into the next round. So $2,900 coming in. It's definitely enough to buy. I guess he just repositioned himself for the exit, see if there's anyone hunting. At this point, G2, why do they need to hunt? If anything, they're just risking giving away money for the CTs. They've got enough to buy for the last round. It's number 14. No reason to hunt whatsoever. It would just be a risk at this point. So holding up, is he happy? He's holding towards long doors, hoping someone gets a bit reckless here. Body could be the candidate as he faces towards those doors. These kills are important. I'll let you know what happens. Body picks it up, takes down Happy. So no gun salvage there for the CTs, but we go into round number 15.
Glass cannon.
Glass cannon on Kenny. To be fair, he's been hitting shots. It's just they're so far removed from the situations. Every time he does find some form, his teammates just fall around him. Doing what he can on the A site here, but here it is. Double AWP setup, triple AWP setup for round number 15. I was expecting it. They had a ton of cash here. The grenades go in to protect the CTs. No one getting damaged for now, but they're actually keeping 3, and it's going to be Smiths opening it up. Takes down Kenny, but Apex fighting back. Smiths with the double. A huge advantage as we do take control of long.
So 2 for 1, and long again lost. G2, they started all of this game on B. They've ended it all on A, specifically at this long battle, in fact, picking on Apex, of all people.
Well, he's been the standout player for EnVyUS in the games they've been winning as well. Even get in his head, get his confidence down, and bully him in that long position. It's going to be hard for him to pick himself up.
And Smiths now on long platform, waiting for anyone to rotate over from CT. It's been a long time coming, this grudge match between the 2 French teams. There's been a change in the guard in terms of results, but no one can ever say they put it head-to-head, and now we're seeing it. So far, G2's got the edge, but it's early on in a best of 3. It's early on in dust2 because it's a G2 weak CT side. It can be the problem a lot of times. Devil's going to wait at catwalk up toward the stairwell. No support here for him in that sense. And he's going to fall back to the site with 1 single Molotov. Smoke off. Is there a gap on the left of that? I think that just came late, so they put a second one there to make sure there's absolutely no one to get caught on the cross, but Happy's going to go aggressive on it. He's got 1 on screen. He might get 2 on RPK. Thankfully, Smiths is there. He was waiting on the angle. And he gets back out with the AWP. Shocks crossing over, tagged up, slowed down, but they've still got the man advantage right now. 2 AWPs, though, and only 1 rifle. They've got to hit shots, and RPK's going to do exactly that. It's just Devil RPK's going to plant, though, 21 seconds. Doesn't have to rush it, but Smiths is there. He'll catch the remaining player, and it will go to 10-5 at the first half.
So after picking up the pistol as well, 3-0. It started great for EnVyUS here. They only get 2 gun rounds in the end. That was a very simple game. Lots of aggression coming in from G2, not sticking to their traditional playbook that we've discussed so much in the past, just going ruthless every single round, choosing an area, whether it's long or B. That was their primary focus every single time. It started off towards that B site, locking it down, getting inside the head of Sixer and Devil, and then just focusing on towards Kenny S and Apex towards the end. Pretty brutal in the gun rounds here, but still 5 is enough to work with here. If EnVyUS can get a second pistol, they're right back into this. They get over 4 sets of armor. Apex with the smoke and 2 flashbangs. It looks like they're going for the long take as well. Kenny S to lead the charge.
And Sixer's going to start it, though. EnVyUS, Scream, he's locked in. Shox has a kill back on B. That's the one lurk player that's happy, trying to catch them as he always will. But Scream, he's down at the car. He's overwhelmed. There's no support. Smith is a little bit late to the rotation. He's got to back off this. Thankfully, that smoke is there because he's blinded up. He just barely gets back in towards CT, and the nade doesn't do as much damage as you might expect. Body has a kit. He's on 28. And they're going to split up right now as well. Shox will go long. He's got armor.
Oh!
But he's gotten absolutely ripped apart by Sixer.
Excellent shot there from Sixer. The retake, almost impossible at this stage. Kenny S finishing things off with the P2000. It's just going to be body now. 6 HP with the kit in hand. He decides to opt out. Don't give them any more money. See if he can get in a cheeky position. Save the kit. That's $400 on its own. So that will be beneficial going into the next round. He's definitely not going to get a kill here. So gets himself towards lower B. Big round there from EnVyUS. I said if they pick up the second pistol, they're right back into this. Potentially could be another 3-0 going forward. The CT side is always difficult to decide whether you want to force buy, especially when you have this sort of lead as well. The body keeps a defuse kit. Bomb goes off. Nice work there from EnVyUS. A long play coming in. Flash over, find the first kill, and some great shots from Sixer there towards the end. The stats coming in so far. RPK on 14. Joined along by Sixer as well. Then Scream 12 as well. No one really stepping up tremendously so far on the series, but there's the AWP stats as well. Actually, Smith's leading the charge there. 9 kills for him. Kenny S only with 5. We're going to round number 17. There is a force buy from the CTs here. 5.7s, head armor. Smith's, of course, not purchasing a single thing. Wants to make sure he has that AWP in the first gun round. A scout in the hands of Kenny, and then 2 SMGs to accompany him. Sixer and Devil on the rifles, keeping things long range. This should be a default at this stage. They haven't taken any early spawns. As they hold up, Apex will be flashing over towards mid. And actually walking out there. No, decides better of it and falls back.
And he'll join Sixer on Catwalk instead.
These guys have been known to be sloppy, especially Apex in these Antigua rounds. So many rounds I can think of where he's running out mid by himself, walking to a crossfire, not having teammates with him. Looks like they've rectified that kind of mentality, or will they be doing it once again? This time he has got Sixer. What is going on? There it is. They finally get out.
That's all they were waiting for. Late smoke, but they do spot window. Tag through CT spawn onto Apex, but he crosses over. There will be no further damage. A third player with them as well, but Scream, a good fight. He goes directly back out and catches them off. Apex is going to come back now. He's got problems. Because, no, never mind. Where's the secondary peak? I thought from middle, surely they would arrive, but Devil, he's pushed through. EnVyUS, they've pulled the round back on Devil with 3 quick kills, or rather, excuse me, Happy with 3 quick kills, and Devil pushing back from the B spawn. So almost caught. And if the second member had come out earlier, Scream wouldn't have got away with what he did. Doesn't matter. The round's in the way of G2.
Luckily, Happy, as ever, towards the end of the round, he comes out, shows his hand. He's got the UMP and mows 3 of them down, but this definitely got interesting here. Apex potentially didn't actually have to face that. He's got his teammates in B already. Is there any reason to actually go out and challenge it? It just makes things a little bit tighter than it has to be. The round was still secured in my opinion, but it just gave Scream another option here after getting 2 kills. That's paid off the depth of the 5-7. He can purchase another one. As we go into round number 18, still very unlikely they can do anything with this. It pretty much is that redundant round. Happy, aggressive towards middle, looking for the first pick. The bombs in tunnels as well. It's a little B split. And actually Scream once again, I said it. The 5-7 has given him something to work with here.
Body, nade's got him. Devil's going to take him down after he gets dinked up, but Scream's still fighting valiantly. It's Devil again that's going to find a second kill. Again, remember yesterday on Cash, he had an excellent game. He definitely got picked on, as did Sixer in the B site starting this one off, but against these anti-ecos, he's doing quite well right now. And he's on 4 HP, but bombs planted. It's just Shox and RPK. Guns to be drawn next round for G2 as we'll go to 10-8. Shox tries to find one last remaining headshot onto Apex and maybe even bait them in toward RPK. They've got exit through tunnels if they're that far away, and bomb ticking as it is. So there'll be a confrontation. RPK, good position actually. Side of the stairs, they might get guns out of this. You know, bomb's going to push them through the tunnel toward their positions. Shox, if you can find one more, take your pick. AK-47, smoke grenade as well. Why not? Take what you can get. Get away. No armor, 30 HP. He makes it.
That was actually pretty shocking for EnVyUS there, considering they had so many players alive. RPK and Shox working that tunnel area, just locking him to the side as well, trying to take down as many guns as they can, and actually very efficient at it. Normally there's a ton of money available for the T's after that sort of round, but they're having to invest into this. They're definitely weak, and Kenny S picking up the AWP. Like we said, though, Smith's keeping himself a little bit more humble than the others in the second. He brings it out as well. Surely not going to be facing at the start of the round. He won't be. He'll go towards long and backing up his teammates. RPK trying to get to the pit as usual. No crazy sort of aggression at the start of the round. G2 definitely a team known to do it, but much more passive this time as Shox gets his teammates in position towards long, rotates into CD spawn and watches middle for body and scream.
So it's Apex and Sixer again joining hands inside of middle. Kenny's AWP with bomb is trying to find a shot toward mid. He won't get such luck. There's no one peeking, but just waiting now with his teammates. Early smoke out toward Catwalk. Happy's going to lurk again. This indicates, with Happy waiting as he is, this indicates to me, and a left side smoke as well, if he wants to push through, he could catch off rotations. But look at this push from long. Happy's turned back at the right time. RPK is going to go down. That's going to give up Catwalk. They can push. They only have to confront Smiths, who's on the A ramp. He can try and push behind the box, but it means drop is a huge problem if they go for it. Smiths, there's one close. He's not spotted the drop just yet. It's Apex to get him back. He did get one kill beforehand, but Apex is in a good position. Not so much against body, but he's got to worry and work with Shox on this smoke out. Kenny's not going to spot, but he's got to push directly through it. No flash in just yet from his teammate. He's not in position, and that smoke's gone. Kenny's got the shot. And Envy might pull this to 10-9. If Body can't pull it back, he can't. Kenny's got the angle.
First gun round going in favor of Envy. The default at the start as well. We saw G2 getting a little bit impatient there, pushing out the long doors. It looked great to begin with, but Happy, so aware in his situations. You've got to wake up pretty early in the morning to catch him out for a lurk. He's watching it, takes down RPK, and Shox, he's left in a horrible position as well. He's forced to push long. He actually gets the kill back in return, but he's so far removed. EnVyUS have already made their way towards A, and Kenny hitting some vital shots there. And we do go to round number 20. That's the first gun round for EnVyUS, and a full eco now for G2. Desert Eagles and a couple of PT50s. That's it. This should tie things up at 10-10, and we really have got a game on our hands here. Apex, Mac 10 in hand, another default. Don't want to give too much away. We said they are known to be pretty reckless on these rounds. Need to make sure they're fragging and trading together. As they hold up, it's going to be RPK stacked with Smiths towards short. Smiths is trying to bait him in. If he goes down, his teammate should be good for one frag in that situation. We'll see if it works out for him.
Sixer again waiting to go up the cat. Smith's here, P250. He's going to drop immediately. They try and double stack there with RPK behind the stairwell. 2 down before they even get toward the A site. They'll easily walk in, and Happy, this is where he gets to try and go to work, push through, cut them off. Devil's gotten back up middle as well, so there won't be any wrap through CT or anything unorthodox with these pistols. Keep all 5 alive and let the money roll in for EnVyUS as they're going to tie this back up again. G2, these CT sides, we said it was an issue, and they're getting picked on the A side. It's actually Catwalk that's becoming a bit of an issue for them.
Yeah, this tournament, they look better on the CT side. They're actually winning like 13-2 and slipping on the T sides. But it seems like we're back to what we've been seeing online. They're struggling in the first 5 rounds here at least. Still early days, but it will give EnVyUS a window back into this game. Textbook stuff from them in this in this 5th round, actually going up towards short together, getting some real estate, working out where the stack may lie. They get those 2 kills towards short, don't give anything away, making sure they're still using the smokes in classic style. It's going to be Happy finishing off. They talk about my one taps.
Did you really have to read that the whole way through?
I was just saying, is that not dead yet? Have we not got bored of that one? Apparently not.
Are we still talking about his one taps is the question.
Yeah.
It's just factual at this point.
Double orb set up for the CTs this time. We'll see where this works out for them. Shox and Smith. Shox definitely very proficient with this weapon as well.
And Shox has been the one that's been, lovely nade, Devil. Shox has been the one that's been more aggressive with the AWP of the 2 toward the mid doors. Whereas we talk about Smith being that French Rambo, he's been more of the traditional player with that AWP. Shox, though, this time at A. Smith's, he's inside of that catwalk position. Fast peek. He might get caught by this. Does he get back to the wall in time? The flash will allow it.
Wow.
As Apex get caught, and not only that, he goes for an additional peek, so he's trying to take advantage of the mechanics. Apex is going to round once more, but a second flash. He's used those well. Smiths is going to save him, but leaves him in the open. They're all blinded up. No one sees it. Smiths, he nearly gets a shot back, but does he know that Apex is down towards CT? They will now. RPK, he looks for him. He can't find it, and Sixers since fall into that AWP that Smiths has crossed over. They're still looking for information, though. And they're not 100% if anyone's gotten toward quad. They'll realize it now as they back out toward long. And Kenny, he's going to change plans, go toward B, and Scream's already outside of those B doors, watching mid as he often does. It's Devil that pulls him back. Just him and Happy that remain, and Happy's only got 10 HP.
Touch and go around this one. EnVyUS getting that short control. A couple of flashes over as well. Apex in towards spawn. Wasn't sure who was going to get the advantage going into that one, but the bomb is still outside towards long here. Happy getting some position towards short.
They're playing mind games. They're anticipating G2 to over-rotate on timing here, having lost today. And they're going to try and split long with bomb. Happy on 10. But unfortunately, it hasn't been overcommitment, and Smiths is waiting for this. They now know exactly where they're coming from in this point of view. And bomb's here. 15 seconds. Good flash.
Oh.
Nice shot, though, from Smiths. Never mind, you're not getting anywhere with that bomb. I thought the flash was him done, and he nails it.
Absolutely. What a nice nose get that was to finish things off. 11-10. G2 take the lead once more. And we see EnVyUS with a pretty basic round in the last one, just trying to bully their way onto the A side there. Flashes over. I thought once Apex was in spawn as well, that would be it. Such great positioning, but he can't do much with it. RPK taking him down from the crossover here. Another gun round available. Tons of cash for EnVyUS. Kenny is back on the AWP as well. We still have the double setup for the CTs. Two players towards lower, and pretty standard from both teams so far. I'd say this will be a mid-split coming in potentially. You can see the bombs in the upper tunnels, 3 towards middle, and there's a player Happy who can probably flash them through the mid doors if required. As Apex actually edges his way out. They know how this team is set up right now. Quick smoke, and they will be going for the B-split. The bomb will be going in once the attention has been gathered.
Kenny hits the shot on his Scream immediately as they push out, but Body pulls one back. Watch him, he's in the open. Devil, oh, does he get his vision back in time? Apparently not enough. Either way, Sixer was through the window. So B-site given up. Shocks will find Happy lurking late.
As usual.
He's trying to make it. I mean, yesterday he did make it work on Cash. He is timing it well here. They've already got the sight, so if he can pick up kills, he makes it easier, but they know he's going to do that. Let's be honest. It's French versus French. They know exactly how Happy played. They've all played with him and against him. Good shot from Kenny. Smiths goes down in mid. And Envy, we're going to get our famed scoreline, Henry. We're going to go 11-11.
Kenny S really stepping up here in the second half. What a fantastic shot that was through the doors. And it's the B split. The CT setup is 2 towards B, then Shoxy has to rotate in. His double orb setup doesn't make him as viable there, so EnVyUS walking through the mid doors, a quick smoke down, and it's the bomb coming through towards the B side as well. Kenny hits the first shot. Devil gets the remaining player on the side. There's just nothing you can do there. If you're Body, you know players are coming from middle, there's going to be someone coming from tunnels. Flashes are just flying over. It's so isolated. Your only option is to try and push in that B tunnel, but he already was out of that situation. It's a good round from EnVyUS, and that's actually a decent reset as well. Shoxy saves the AWP. Are they going to purchase around this? They have around 3K average for all of their players. We'll see what they decide to do. So this is going to be a partial buy here. So it's up to Shox to try and make something happen with its AWP. Another big chance for EnVyUS to get the lead back in their favor.
And we've got our favorite score at 11-11. You can get yours on iOS and Android by downloading the Score Esports app. It's free. It's going to have all this action. And we've got another quarterfinal after this between the Danes. That promises to be just as good. Sixers just going to wait top middle. Apex will rotate down toward lower. They'll clear that out, make sure that they've got some mid control against Scream. Remember, it's a divided mid, so they still have to push through. It's not quite that of Mirage, where you open it up, and Cash, where it's clean lines of sight. Scream can play the angles with this Deagle. Shocks. I'm curious as to how they implement this on B. Obviously, they're anticipating them to go to that side of the map because they've got 3 players here. And right now, it does look like they could try and go for a split in doing so.
Yeah, it's obviously a risk. It's just choose one position, see if it works out for you. They went for the B split last time. If they do that again, he can actually hold off towards window and the double doors as well. And towards tunnels, it's a nice turret position, but it looked like it's more of a default here this time from EnVyUS. Setting themselves up for the catwalk smokes, and this will give them actually an opportunity to vision away from CTs. Apex loves to get down towards spawn. He knows the guns aren't available for the CT, so in he goes by the looks of things. And he drops down looking for that first frag. Takes a lot of damage. He does manage to take down Scream as well, but Shoxy fighting back towards mid.
He unfortunately is going to go down immediately after. It's Kenny again. You mentioned it. He's stepping up. He's looking alive, and EnVyUS is looking like they're about to take the lead. As Devil will go into Body, and RPK will find at least Apex, but it's okay. A 1 versus 2 now. Bombs planted. There's a gun inside a CT spawn for RPK to grab. He's got it. It's an AK-47. He's got armor, but no kit. And they've got to work together now, G2. They were starting to push out and try and wrap around towards CT to take this down, take RPK down. They've gone back inside the site together. They'll set the crossfire, and Devil again having a pretty good game, I have to say, so far.
Yeah, he seems to be hitting the shots that matter. Nothing too flashy right now, but he's being consistent and getting his team in a situation to backing them up from that B tunnels, especially on the B split. Kenny S, though, he's hit 20 frags, 11 deaths. You said it. He's coming to life right now. Been quite an impressive performance so far. And he'll actually be on the AK this time. I assume Happy has a decent spawn, which he does. He'll go towards long. It's absolutely fine. Very good to actually find his opening kills. And let's see if he can do it. He can't this time. Smith takes him down. Finally, G2 have something to work with here. Another weak buy for them because Smith was the glass cannon, so that's perfect for them to pick up the first kill. KennyS does recover the AWP. So not out of the woods just yet as Apex flashes towards middle. No reaction for the CTs right now. Just trying to hold on to this advantage they have.
So with Happy down, Lurk potential gone, but Devil's still waiting over toward B just to make sure. And I think this is a response knowing G2 loves to push that position. We know Shox loves to push inside of those tunnels. Now this time, again, as you mentioned, he's not really there. He's been kind of playing that secondary AWP.
Yeah.
It's Body, and it's going to be with Scream. And Scream's no stranger to pushing there either, though, to be fair.
Looks like a long retake coming in here. EnVyUS man down. KennyS going to be checking every single corner. The flash is coming as well. We know RPK. We talk about it so much, Matt. He's very good in this position. Known to be one of the best.
That smoke is interesting. Now, it's obviously thrown so he can change up the peak. The headshot potential is known. Everyone knows where to pre-aim that, but it also gives away he's definitely there. And Sixer, he just waits for it to present. Smiths, he gets baited by Apex on a nice strafe jump. He's also going to get flashed off entirely, Smiths. However, Shox trades it back, so they won't get long entirely. Not just yet. Kenny will finally silence that, but as soon as they get that kill, they rotate back because look at Devil. He's playing the Happy role. He's playing the Lurk. This is LDLC White Devil. They're letting him finally play his role, and it's paying off because Body, he's going to go down, and he's got this site locked. Bomb's going through T-spawn, though, 18 seconds. It's pretty much going to have to arrive and plant.
It should be fine. You can see it's in tunnels already, so that's fine, but it's just Scream now, 3 versus 1. He's hoping this bomb doesn't work out, but there's going to be plenty of time as we come in. Plant goes in now, so it's absolutely fine. And KennyS does spot the remaining CT as well. It's going to be Scream and Devil stepping up once again. Seems to be having a very good tournament so far. And EnVyUS now getting into touching distance of taking the first map. The money is low for G2. It's 13-11. This round is almost guaranteed for them as well. G2 now on the struggle. After losing both pistols and having a very successful first half, they're struggling once again on the CT side. So far, picking up 1 round, Matt. That's it. It's actually 8-1.
Exactly what we've seen plague them throughout the course of the ESL Pro League season as well. Scream gets tagged up. We haven't mentioned that as well. Body's made it every time this
Yeah,
this
he
game.
has. He's learned how to get across efficiently, it seems.
34 HP, though, for Scream. He certainly hasn't. Smiths is going to go down to Apex early on. Again, trying to find some early information, early read out toward that catwalk position. It's very common if you can find out what's going on in the middle to get a better chance of adapting, and proactively countering off the T side as EnVyUS get 2 quick kills. Happy goes down to 50 in the process, but that's all right. Body spotted. Trying to get spammed through that door as best as possible, but he's got a bit of a support system as they bring Scream down to help him out. Whatever help it's worth. Envy's looking like they're going to be on 14 rounds here. And we thought this was the foregone conclusion. We thought this was the map that wasn't even going to get through the pool. And when we talked to them outside, we thought, okay, this is the best chance for G2. It's certainly not. And EnVyUS, they're taking it directly to them. They've countered them in every way in terms of that CT setup.
I didn't see a world where G2 would be dropping dust2. I thought this is just done.
Oh, he does it. He shoots it. He lines it. It's Devil instead to get the kill. I thought Kenny hit that twice, but it's Body. Down in mid, 14 rounds.
Yeah, this is a pretty one-sided affair here in the second half. There's going to be money available for the CTs. It's enough for a full buy, and a pause comes in. I think this is probably a good time to do it. EnVyUS looking unbelievably sharp here in the second half. KennyS and Happy as well. Happy seems to be doing everything perfectly. And Devil, tremendous input to every single round it seems, and actually being adaptive himself and putting himself in the positions where he's winning his team round. That play towards B, that's what got them back into it as well. He finds that kill in CT spawn. They had no idea. So much attention towards long. He takes it upon himself to get in there and wins the round. Round number 26. EnVyUS need 1 more to get to map point here, and it's best of 3. We move on to Cobble next, which is EnVyUS's pick as well. That's what they've been playing throughout this tournament. Started off weak in the start of the tournament, but came back strong with Virtus Pro game. Actually took them down pretty convincingly as well.
Yeah, very convincingly. The shortest tournament I've ever seen from any team. Virtus Pro, fly in, play 2, fly out. See you later.
2 best of 1s.
Still have the
Nice
picture on the front of the building.
Yeah.
14-11 for Envy.
Well then, this is pretty desperate at this point. You can see them considering the buy. Smith has picked up the initial orb. Shoxy could buy one, would be glass cannon. Is that the play? The 1 round they did pick up was with the double orb set up, but there's only 1. It's difficult to work out what the correct play is. I said it before, G2, this is not the team we're used to seeing from them. The T side is very much different. We haven't seen that aggression on the CT side. When they get confident, they get in the zone on the CT side, they're pushing short, they're going up middle, they're getting in the heads of their opponents. They're a little bit rattled right now. It's EnVyUS. They're on their full offense. And G2 is sitting back and trying to hold them off best they can, but they're getting completely shut down across all sectors of the map, especially towards long. We said RPK normally so strong in that position. EnVyUS aware he's there by himself. The smoke off to the corner, takes away the backup. They lock him down. If he goes down without a single kill, they know what they have to do at that point.
Both teams pretty good at taking long, to be fair, but I think the difference as well has to be a bit of that pick on at B, that bullying at B against Sixer and Devil early on. But EnVyUS has certainly made up for that against G2 now. As you mentioned, 1 round so far for G2 in this second half.
Indeed, 9-1 as we get into it. There is a single AWP. That's in the hands of Smith, Shoxy, M4. And this is it. EnVyUS can have such an upper hand in this battle if they take this round. It's pretty much over, but we'll see if G2 can hold on.
Shox waiting in behind the door. Wants to shut them down as soon as they push through, but he's going to slowly rotate back off and make this a standard 3-1 split, 3-2 split. Watch this push right now.
Yep,
we're starting to get the aggression. We talked about it. We know G2 loves to do this. In EnVyUS, it's the one round they don't have Happy or Devil there. They're going to go back to it. This is, and you say it, exactly what they need. I agree. They need to find out exactly what EnVyUS is up to and shut them down very early. So this was the response in the tactical timeout. This is what they wanted to do.
Well, finally, we're seeing it. G2 have got control of lower B, but another long retake here. RPK up against it. Back up on the A side, but Shoxy, he's just watching short, and here comes the play.
And they're all gone. Sixer's not going to spot this in mid. They've got to go now, though. They've got to rotate both over. Body still waiting inside of B tunnels, but a good pickup so far from Devil. RPK only managing 1. That's going to take down Smiths as well. AWP's gone. It's all Scream to find Happy. Late lurk on Catwalk. 3 up long, 3 rotating over from the CTs, 1 inside of CT spawn. That's Shox, as you say, smoked off, flash on the platform, but Scream's already made his way there, and they've shut it down. It's all that early aggression in B tunnels and the rotation from Scream.
It allows Scream to be part of the situation at the start. He's not rotating into a completely lost round. He's actually part of the action as well. Upper B to lower. They know no one's there. It's going to be a long retake. RPK gets 1. That's enough. Scream stuck in a horrible position, but the rotation's coming in thick and fast. We saw Shoxy flash himself in. The smoke took him out of there, but the great work from Scream there. G2 managed to hold on here. They managed to keep a decent amount of rifles alive as well. All back in Smith's hands. He's got armor this time. Not going to be so volatile. As we're going to round number 27. I think this one's going to go the entire distance here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw all 30 rounds. Default setup from both teams here. Shoxy waiting a CT spawn, and the AWP from Kenny S is looking towards mid.
Sixer crosses over, I think, to bait a shot for Kenny, potentially. Spam at that door, Kenny. You know you want to. Something he would do, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That dumb luck Kenny style where he just smokes someone, not expecting it.
Change of style here for RPK, being in the pit so many rounds, going for that aggressive face by the doors, but it will be the short take here. Apex looking to go aggressive once again. The flash comes in. He gets multiple targets but can't land the shot. Does some damage towards Shoxy. And the aggression once again working out for G2. This is what we like to see from them. Being controlling and actually taking over situations. They're going to be finding 2 kills. This is much better from G2.
Very passive as well from Shox. Lets that happen. Lets them walk in. There's only 1 smoke. It's on Apex. That's gone. So Kenny's got 1 aside, but it's far away from where they needed it inside of mid. So it's going to be Happy trying to walk in. Body. He's waiting, and he's called Scream back to his aid. And again, they're going to try and lure them in. No need to peek this out. Let Happy commit. Let him force his way toward the site. And instead of trying to split middle anymore with Kenny, they're going to bring the AWP over to this position. Down goes the bomb. Kenny's got to commit, but he's got an AWP. 18 seconds. Does hit a shot on Scream, but he won't get away with the gun. What's the money? Because EnVyUS just lost 2 in a row, and it might just be enough late for G2.
They've got enough, so they've got 7K on 2 players and 4K. It is definitely enough money. There's a pause coming in. This will be the tactical for EnVyUS, but you can see the pause from G2 is what I want to talk about. You can see they discussed what the problems here. Why are we not playing like we usually do? We're playing scared. We're so passive. We're known for our aggression and our aim. Why are we not utilizing this? Scream, Body, stop pushing B. Let's get information. They're shutting us down with the defaults. It's working the picks. Kenny S is having an absolute hell of a day playing against us here on dust2. They start shutting that down, getting the map control, and actually getting information to the start. Did it again, pushed up a B, find the first kill, and now they're looking more assertive. They're actually giving themselves situations that are winnable instead of allowing EnVyUS to work the entire map with picks. Much better from them. They're closing the gap. It's 14-13, and they've broken EnVyUS down to a pause. So they're discussing what the options are now. They have been playing quite a default game. Nothing too tactical in terms of the executions, and no real rushes coming in. It's trying the slow picks, allow KNS to get control, long retakes, and definitely money available. They could go double orbs on the T side if they wanted to. I don't think that will be happening, but just highlight reels of what we've seen so far has been a pretty exciting game, and it is going to be going the full distance by the looks of things.
That shot. It's one of my favorites so far in this game. Kenny shows off another one through the doors that was quite slick. Quick and slick back when we were 11-11, but now we are far different from that at 14-13 favoring EnVyUS. Do you envy them, Henry?
Not right now. Not in this situation. A lot of pressure. Having that big lead, slipping away.
Thought those were your favorite moments. Well, you've played against a lot of these guys, to be fair.
I have. Mainly against RPK and Shoxy. And Smiths as well. He's in that lineup towards the end of Source. And when they get in this kind of zone, when they find their aggression, that's when they're absolute scariest. And it was very difficult to shut them down then. It's going to be the same story now going forward. As we go into this one, Apex, he's only got a Tech 9. We have got the orb coming out, so the money not as fantastic. They did have the money to drop if they wanted to. Sixer and Devil still on 6K and 6,500 respectively. But maybe Apex once again to that CT spawn. He wants to be the bait dropping down to the side. I'd say, judging by that buy, that's actually quite a possibility. Send him in first, bait out the shot, and his teammates to take down anyone that's firing back at him. Here we go, the unpause comes in. Let's get back into it. The crescendo of map 1. Standard stuff so far from the CTs.
Kenny not able to connect on the cross. Body so far has made it 100% of the time to be without taking damage. Congratulations, Body. You're getting better at that.
Yep.
They're using the smoke again, by the way, not the nade, so
that's, I think he
no
said,
chances.
You know what? I've had enough of this. I'm just going to be making sure I get across 100%. And this is looking like I was talking about. Get Apex into a position where he can potentially drop down to spawn. Actually, this could be a similar setup towards middle to actually get that B split, which worked for them so well before. But this time, Shoxy has rotated. He's in spawn waiting for them. He wasn't a threat before. We know he likes to push really smokes in these situations and see whether this B split comes in. It's actually 4 in the tunnels for now. Will that just be happy lurking? Of course, he's towards the mid doors. Maybe more of a contact play here. His body flashes into the tunnels.
Waiting at fence as well. It's a position Get Right has used in the past. It's a position I'm sure a number of people have used in the past, but most notably Get Right to try and catch them off. It's a one and done in the terms of you can only use it one round and then it's never going to happen again. It's going to be done, but this time he's using it right because he waits, peeks late, finds 2, Scream's got the others. It's all on to Happy, 1 versus 5. Bomb down, 42 seconds, and G2 better late than never. They're going to pull this back 14-14, and the money now is definitely tight on the EnVyUS side. They do have the bonus building up, but no bomb plant.
Yeah, definitely tight. It's about 3K average, Matt, and at this point, do they allow G2 to get to map point here? Do they force into it? It looks like it's the latter.
Envy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Known for the force buys and getting themselves in difficult situations. It will be Deagles, Tech 9s, Armor, all the nades you can think of.
I think it's going to be a full loss. No, it's going to be 4 rounds, so it's only going to be, yeah, so it's not going to be, it's going to be $2,900. They almost need a bomb plant if they want to try and play for overtime after this, but of course, force on that as well because they have to. But let's not get ahead of ourselves too much here because Apex, he's going to jump up toward Catwalk, and they've got a little bit of utility to work with. They've cleared out corner, and this is what happens when you start to play aggressive, as G2 have done, as did EnVyUS. You start to have to use utility before the site even.
This will be the full AXQ now. Just try and get the bomb down towards shore, have that snowball effect with the Tech 9s. The smoke started to come in. Smiths will be tested right now. The flashes, he's waiting for them. They're deployed. He can't land the first shot. An opportunity now for EnVyUS to do something with this play.
I'm going to try to use that upper smoke to hold off Segregate long. They've done it successfully, but they don't account for the fact that Smiths has vision and elevation out toward that long platform. But bomb down, that's the first job done in terms of having a better buy for overtime, but we'll see if they can hold off and do better than that with Happy waiting for anyone to push through middle. Body, he's going to go towards CT, find Sixer, who found Scream just before. And now the retake comes in from long. So Happy's never really going to be confronted. He's got to come back around. He's already taken down by Body. It's just 2 remaining on quad. It's just 1. It's just Kenny S. 1 versus 4. He's thrown it out a little bit early to try and pull him off, and he falls down. He's not going to have a lineup. It's Body to get the kill. And it's going to be map point G2. So we said it was their map. They're going to get there first. They're going to get on map point, but it was no easy task, and it's far from done. Again, they've got a bomb plant.
They did what they could, EnVyUS. They get the bomb down, like you said. That's enough to get a buy going. So not over just yet, but we have reached round number 30. What a back and forth game it's been, but G2 after their pause looking a lot more efficient here, working the picks back to their own selves, and we do have the orb in the hands of Kenny S. Happy had the long spawn, and I thought that was it. I thought that shot was going to land, but it doesn't. The G2 players get towards B unscathed for now as we hit the final round. One more for G2 to finish this one off. This is their pick. It's a huge asset to them going forward as we move on to Cobble next.
Apex is again on catwalk early. We're going to see Shox try and play the same position that the aforementioned player Apex did in the first half when they had the first gun round, or rather first double AWP round, I should say, for the G2 EnVyUS brawl that ensued. Apex has made the drop down this time, though, successfully. Smiths will pick up 6er, though, rounding toward quad, and they need Happy to get into this early. They need him to take this long position, but the problem is he's got 3 players to confront. The drop down does work out late, though. Apex will find Smiths back. That'll pull 1 player away from long. Molotov's also going to hold Happy in position for a little bit longer, but Shox, he's not going to expect this. Surely Happy's going to walk out and find 1 at least. No! Shox has pulled it back. It's a 4 versus 1, and J2, they might just find enough rounds late. Kenny's fully blinded, can't hit the no-scope, and it's done. G2 have found dust2. And the map that they weren't sure was going to get into the pool, the CT side that's haunted them online. And EnVyUS countering their plays. Well, guess what? It's still not enough. G2's got 1 map against the French. French counterpart, I should say.
There you go. Very interesting game. You can see the mind games in full effect here. No one really using their full strategy book, trying to counter what their opponents are doing. And Happy every time you can see no one falling for the bait towards those end rounds. They're so aware of his potential to be lurking. And G2 after the pause, they go back to the old basics that the G2 play, but pushing aggressively in tunnels, getting themselves into situations where they can get information, and they finish things off. A very exciting game. EnVyUS with both pistols here, looking out of it after the first half, but 9-1 in the second. It takes a pause, but G2 just about get through.
And we do go on to Cobblestone next. It's tantalizing, this series.
Oh,
it really is, this whole thing. And if we get to cash, it's going to be back and forth as well. Cobblestone EnVyUS has struggled on their CT sides. We talked a little bit about that with G2. Communication, we wondered, switching Kenny toward the B site. There's lots of things to exploit. Yep. Devil at drop as well. But G2 hasn't exactly been perfect on their CT sides on that either. It's still a game. I think we've got lots to look forward to. So why not take a break? Why not catch our breaths? We'll listen to some ads, pay some bills, and then we'll go listen to Paul and the boys talk about everything coming up in this series.
Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Getting tired of playing with the usual skins, but don't have enough money to buy a new one? Get rich fast with CSGoFast.com. CSGoFast. It's a strong chance of winning in every game. Several rooms with different game modes. Daily, more than 1,000 games, 5,000 players, and 25,000 skins at stake. You don't need much in order to sweep the board.
Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and StarCraft 2, the largest contests in the history of esports among the national teams. World Electronic Sports Games, the World Championship with a total prize pool of $4.5 million US. Registration for Europe and CIS regions is open. The finals will be held from October 6 to 9 in Kiev, Ukraine. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
14-11 down and a comeback to win 16-14. That's the story at the end of the match. Plenty to discuss, of course, from game number 1 of dust2. G2 have won the opening match, the opening game in our match in our third quarterfinal of the day. Just a reminder for you, we do have a fourth quarterfinal. It's an all-Danish affair. Dignitas versus Heroic will be coming out right after